Good morning and welcome to the 76th Azalea Festival Cape Fear Garden Club ribbon cutting for the Azalea Garden Tour. I'm Matt Bennett here with Donna Gregory, and we are excited to kick off the full weekend of fun activities here in the Cape Fear.
We are. In fact, the ceremony had to be moved inside today due to a little weather in the area, but that is not stopping the excitement from bubbling over. Let's send things over to Queen Azalea 2021, Victoria Huggins, to get things started.
Thank you, Donna and Matt. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, WWAY viewers. Welcome to Life Point Church in Wilmington and the Cape Fear Garden Club's official ribbon cutting. We are so excited to have all of you here and all of you tuning in for this historic and time-honored tradition of our Azalea Festival. You know what? The rain tried to dull our parade. I'm tempted to bust out a little Barbra Streisand, but I'll refrain. But you know what? You can't keep the rain. You know, the rain is not going to rain on our parade, right? We're going to have sunshine here at Life Point Church. I do want to welcome and thank so very much Ann Stoll and her quartet. They did a beautiful job of serenading you as you entered into our church today. Would you please give them a round of applause? And then I'd also like to introduce our Cape Fear Garden Club president, Meredith Lewis.
Good morning. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Meredith Lewis, and I have the honor of being president of the Cape Fear Garden Club this year. It is my pleasure to introduce you to this year's Azalea Garden Tour ambassadors. This long-standing tradition of local high school juniors and seniors welcoming people to our gardens is one of my very favorite traditions. I am thrilled that my own daughter is an ambassador this year as well. These young people may wear updated outfits, but they will always represent the welcoming, gracious hospitality for which Wilmington is so well known. Please join me in thanking these young ladies and gentlemen for serving as this year's Azalea Garden Tour ambassadors.
Thank you so much. They look absolutely beautiful. We appreciate your volunteerism and commitment to this beautiful festival. I know this is a special treat for me because I have enjoyed the festival since I was a little girl, and then when I was Miss Wilmington, I got to be on the Queen's Court, and I say that's only like the third best thing in the entire festival because when you're the hometown girl, they all go, woo, you know, and then I got to be Miss North Carolina. And then that was the second best thing because everybody went, woo, woo, woo. And then I got to be the best thing in the festival. I got to be Queen Azalea in 2021, and everybody went, whoop, whoop, woo-hoo. Denise and Allison are still trying to get me out of my shell. I'm sorry. But we are so excited to have this tradition here with all of you today. And I do want to introduce the co-chairs of our event today, Laurel Maltsby and Hillary McNair. Now I would like to welcome to the stage Miss Goldie Stetton. Miss Goldie is going to recognize the garden owner who we were supposed to be at her home this morning, but the weather had a little bit of a different plan. But her home was actually the location of the very first ribbon cutting 70 years ago. So join us as we honor her. Miss Goldie, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. You all look great. And so does Wilmington. Lillian Smith is here today, and she was the original, the garden that she has was our original ribbon-cutting garden 70 years ago. Her mother-in-law came up with the whole idea of doing the garden tour here in Wilmington, And we had so hoped to have this event in her garden this morning, but the weather was not cooperating. So here we are. And these colorful ambassadors make it a beautiful event anyway. Let me tell you a little bit about our gardens. Lillian's garden is a 5-acre garden across from Forest Hills Elementary, and it has so many different garden rooms that it is gorgeous and in just a beautiful setting for spring in Wilmington. There's a lovely garden across the street from her owned by the Boylans that has a charming courtyard and a pretty potting shed. Each garden has special features this year, and we have 13 gardens. There are 3 in the Forest Hills area. The third one is owned by Israel and Dahlia Nears, and it's just around the corner from the Smith Garden. And that one has so many different garden rooms, it's amazing. This year we started a new committee called Tabletops, and each garden will have tables dressed for entertaining. So it adds another feature to the tour. Our committee has so much talent, we weren't quite using all of it, and now we've got it in full gear. So each and every garden is really, really interesting. We have 2 gardens in the Glen Mead area. One is owned by Tom Faust and Greg Thomas. And that garden has everything, including chickens. It's wonderful. A garden around the corner from them by Kurt Hersey and Mark Long has a fabulous garden glass, I've lost the words, that they created with all the old windows when they remodeled their house. And it is gorgeous. It's got a real high peak, and the entire thing is all glass. It's wonderful. Then we have the Live Oaks Estate on Masonboro Sound Road, which the garden there has been completely transformed by Tracy McCullens, one of the top landscape designers here in town. And then down the street from that, the Watfords have the most charming, colorful garden you've ever seen. Judy is a close friend of mine and has done an amazing thing with ceramic pots in oranges and blues. It's the most colorful garden you've ever seen without having azaleas. Then we have 4 gardens in Landfall, 4 home gardens. We have 2 in the Highlands. One is owned by Karen Root, and her garden, she's an amazing plantswoman. I think she knows more about plants than anyone else in Wilmington. She works the Philadelphia Flower Show as a guide. That's how much this woman knows. And her home is several acres in the back of Landfall that backs up to a lake. She has a man-made waterfall, fountains, everything you can imagine is in that garden. It's fabulous. Around the corner from her, we have the Spencers, and their garden overlooks the creek, and it's quite a large garden. Almost every garden we have has a swimming pool. I think maybe there's one that doesn't. It seems like all of them do. Then we have 2 more in Landfall. The Durascos, Brooke and Pete Durasco, have a fabulous entertaining space in their backyard with an outdoor kitchen with a slanted roof and a waterfall that comes down into their pool from the top of the roof. It's amazing. And then there's a garden across the street from them that is so charming with a gorgeous pool and an entertaining area, and they've all been decorated for entertaining. So it's really a great tour to see this year. We also have Keenan Chapel that will be dressed up for a wedding. And then starting tomorrow, Early Gardens will be on our tour. So, of course, they're having the garden party there today, so they're closed today, but tomorrow you'll be able to tour Airlie Gardens also. So this year our tour is as interesting as it could possibly be, and I hope you all enjoy the gardens this weekend.
Thank you very much. All right, we have some very special guests here to recognize today that have done a wonderful job representing our city as well as our community. Would you please give a big Wilmington welcome to your mayor, Bill Sappho. We also have City Councilman Clifford Burnett. Luke Waddell, he's also a city councilman. Was Mr. Bill Rivenbark able to join us today? No? Okay, well, we appreciate his effort. We'll love on him from afar, in spirit. Miss Lee Ann Pierce, the vice chair of the county commissioners. Mr. Jonathan Barfield, not here? Okay. How about Mr. Zappel? Aha! We've got Rob Zappel! So you're the favorite county commissioner today because you're here. Thank you. And then now it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you the 76th president of the North Carolina Azalea Festival, Miss Denise Saloki.
Thank you, Victoria. On behalf of the Board of Directors, our staff, and the over 1,000 volunteers it takes to put on your Azalea Festival, we are privileged and honored to be here. Welcome to the 2023 North Carolina Azalea Festival. And now I'd like to introduce our Board of Directors. Andrew Nettleman, President-elect. Beck Smith, Vice President. Michael Franklin, Treasurer. Amy Dean, Secretary. And I, once again, am Denise Saloki, your 76th and 2023 President. And at this time, I would like to present our official print to Goldie Stetton and Lillian Smith. It's going to be a beautiful day. We'll see you at the garden party and the other Azalea Festival events. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Denise. Now I would like to recognize our Azalea Festival Youth Committee, Jenna Lee Stewart, Helen Bennington, Macy Killian, and Whitson Weinberg. Now it is time to recognize our celebrity guests, because who doesn't love a little pomp and circumstance at the Azalea Festival? First and foremost, we have our Azalea Festival artist, Miss Anna Brown. Anna is a native of Wilmington, and she received her gift of painting from her grandmother while growing up in Wrightsville Beach. Whether painting murals, oil, and acrylic on canvas, or mixed media, Anna finds creating art to be a blessing all through her life. Anna raises awareness for colorectal cancer with the Blue Ribbon Run that was founded for her sister and helps children with special health care needs at Welcome Home Angel. And she enjoys designing with her parents at Sutton's Rugs. Please give Anna another big round of applause. We also have with us U.S. Army Korean War veteran, Mr. Harold Davis. Mr. Harold was born in Roxborough, North Carolina, and served with the 224th Regiment. He saw heavy combat during the Korean War and served twice as the state vice commander for the American Legion and was a North Carolina Legionnaire of the Year in 19. Sorry. In 1985, I got my a little ahead of myself. Please forgive me. He has been honored for his work on locating and returning POW MIA remains, and he has received the Governor of North Carolina Award, the Order of the Longleaf Pine, and the National Americanism Award. One more time for Mr. Harold Davis. Next on my list is Miss North Carolina, Carolyn Martin. As a military child, Carolyn has lived in many places, but North Carolina has always been home. Her social impact initiative, Self-Care, Eat to Success, aims to teach how to eat in any way that fuels the mind and body for success. Carolyn earned the job of Miss North Carolina in 2022 in High Point, North Carolina. She has spoken about the importance of positive well-being to more than 2,000 students across our state and hosted wellness summits, and she's a published author of a cookbook full of healthy recipes. Please welcome Carolyn. Next is Frances Weller. Frances is a proud Wilmington native, award-winning journalist, and community advocate. She began her journalism career shortly after graduating from UNC Chapel Hill and recently celebrated 40 years of success at WECT. Although she has won countless professional awards, including the Order of the Longleaf Pine, Fran's greatest joy is her community involvement through her two passion projects, Fran's Fans and Weller's Wheels. Thank you, Fran, for all you do. Next is Margaret Weller Stargell. So special to have sisters on our celebrity guest list. Margaret is a native of Wilmington and a graduate of NC State University. Now, how come y'all all cheered for NC State and not UNC Chapel Hill? What's up with that? Do we have any Dukies? Okay, Wake Forest. Okay, so now we're all represented, right? Did I get everybody? Okay, everybody else, we love y'all too. UNC is the best, state, to have all of these universities. We're great. Back to my script. I'm sorry. She is the president and CEO of Coastal Horizon Center, Inc., a private nonprofit human services organization providing behavioral health and primary health care services. Ms. Weller Stargell has earned the Star News Media Lifetime Achievement Award, the Order of the Longleaf Pine, and she is the widow of the late Pittsburgh Pirates star player and National Baseball Hall of Fame member, Mr. Willie Stargell, and carries his memory with her. Thank you so much, Margaret, for being one of our guests. Now we do have some more royalty to introduce you to, our North Carolina Azalea Princess, Avery Braithwaite. And she has with her today her beautiful court, Emery Radford, Gracie Rogers, and Madison Joy. Thank you, ladies. And the Queen's Court is among one of the most highly coveted things in the entire state of North Carolina to be a part of. And we also have cadets from the Virginia Military Institute to be their escorts this week. We don't want any falls, any heels going in places that they shouldn't. So we're always thankful for those strong arms. Please make welcome Hannah Wellborn-Lewis, Miss Sandhills, and her cadet, Jack Mayon. We have Jordan Garrick, Miss Piedmont, and her cadet Thomas Champion. Tori Gross, Miss Randolph County, and her cadet Peyton Simpson. Rachel Townsend, Miss Fayetteville, and her cadet Kyle Neerman. Kate White, Miss Thomasville, and her cadet Sam McCrary. Taylor Lloyd, Miss Statesville, and her cadet Garrett Petruski. We're good. Next up, Miss Elizabeth O'Brien, Miss Central Carolina, and her cadet Thomas Marlowe. And finally, we have Anna Claire Music, Miss Metrolina, and her cadet Nick Cobble. I hope I said all of those names right. If I didn't, I love you. God bless you. Now, it is with great pride and personal joy that I introduce to you this next young lady. She has a very special place in my heart, and I am so excited for her to be our 76th North Carolina Azalea Festival Queen. Carly graduated from Appalachian State University with a degree in communication and theater arts. Carly is thrilled to be back in Wilmington, her hometown, as a third-generation Wilmingtonian. She has served on the Azalea Festival Youth Committee, Princess Court, the Queen's Court, and invited guest as Miss North Carolina, and is now our Queen Azalea. Would you please join me in a round of applause for our Queen Azalea, Carly Batson? Please join me on the stage, Carly. Oh, Carly, you look gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. I love it. You've looked fabulous all week. So this is really cool because now we're like quadruple sisters. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but we're totally soaking it in. So would you like to say any words to the beautiful crowd who's gathered here today, in addition to everyone who's joining us with WWAY?
I would love to. Thank you so much, Victoria. We are triple, quadruple sisters now, which is really cool. But what is even more special to me this year is just being back home in Wilmington and being able to celebrate 76 years of this incredible festival that's meant so much to me. Ever since I was a little girl watching the parade go down Front Street or Water Street, I just have enjoyed the festival, loved the festival. One of my earliest memories was sitting on top of the Bell South building and watching the fireworks with my grandfather. When he worked there when I was just maybe, 3 or 5 years old. So being back in multiple years in the past half decade has been super special. But being back as your Azalea Festival Queen means the entire world to me. I am a Wilmington local, born and raised here right off of Gordon Road. I went to, 3 different elementary schools. Johnson Elementary, if you remember that one. What's the second one I went to? Mom, help me out. College Acres, College Park Elementary. You know, they completely remodeled the school, so that's not my fault. And then I also attended Eaton Elementary for 4th and 5th grade. Then I went over to Holly Shelter Middle School, and then I graduated high school in 2018 from E.A. Laney High School. So go Bucks. Then I took a trip over to the mountains of North Carolina and spent 4 years at Appalachian State University, was co-captain of the dance team, but my greatest pride from that university was graduating debt-free. And that is all due to the scholarship opportunities provided not only by the Miss North Carolina and Miss America competitions, but also from the Azalea Festival Princess Scholarship Pageant. So this is where it all began, and what a full circle moment to be here again as your 76th Queen Azalea. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Carly. We are so proud of you and happy to have you as our queen. So now one of the great privileges of being queen is you get to cut the ribbon. So I would like to ask if I could have my special helpers to help me with moving the podium so that way we can have this special moment for Carly Batson, our Queen Azalea, to officially open the Cape Fear Garden Club's garden tour. All right, can we have the scissors, please? We are ready. There she is, Carly Batson, Queen Azalea, 76. And the garden tour is officially open. So please make sure that you go and visit all of our beautiful gardens on our tour. We have more information for you out in the foyer. I'd like to invite our queen, Carly Batson, to please lead the way to the cookies, because that's my favorite part of this event. I don't know if it's yours, but they're pretty and they're delicious. So please lead the way. We want to thank everyone for joining us today on behalf of the Cape Fear Garden Club. We appreciate your continued support. Enjoy the rest of the 76th North Carolina Azalea Festival. I'm Victoria Huggins. God bless you and have a great day.
Well, you saw it here. The ribbon is officially cut and the garden tour is officially underway.
And it's a shame that Victoria Huggins, the 2021 Queen Azalea, doesn't have any personality and zero energy, right? I'll tell you what, if we could bottle what she has, it would blow all of this rain away. It is going to be an absolutely beautiful weekend, though, for the Azalea Festival. There's so many events going on. See if we can remember what they are from the list that we've been seeing. There's a website, of course, azaleafestival.org, that has all the rundown of stuff going on. But I know the ribbon cutting has opened the garden tour officially. That's today.
Then the garden party will be later this morning. It begins at 11, I believe, until 3 o'clock.
Right, that's at Airlie Gardens. That is a ticketed event and a sponsored event. So I believe that is sold out, but there are after parties at some of the establishments along the Intercoastal Waterway, and those who have been know what I'm talking about. You don't necessarily need to go to the garden party to have quite the festive afternoon at the garden party events and the post events for sure.
And then tomorrow morning, of course, bright and early, we are going to be emceeing the parade downtown, and WWAY is the grand marshal of the parade.
They are, yes. This starts at 9:30 and it usually runs till almost noon. We're going to be there a little early. We'll be set up on the steps of Thalian Hall at City Hall, and it's so fun. There's the grandstand there. They have a lot of the invited guests that you have seen here. A lot of the celebrities will be there, and there are so many bands and floats and high school marching bands, and there's actually a military component as well. And you, having just been shot off of an aircraft carrier, can appreciate that. I believe there's going to be some skydivers.
Yeah, we don't know exactly where they're touching down, but we're told that they're going to be coming down during the parade, so that's going to be super cool to see.
That's right. And then there is the street fair that starts today, and it runs Saturday and Sunday, 10 o'clock. On Saturday night, there's also a concert downtown at the Riverfront Amphitheater, and then everything winds up on Sunday, but it's just going to be a wonderful family-friendly event all weekend long.
Yeah, ton of stuff going on, so you got to get out and enjoy it. And it all started here with the ribbon cutting. I have to say, I thought the scissors were going to be bigger. I was expecting like a giant pair of scissors. Didn't get that, but that's
well.
okay.
I think it worked out well for everybody involved. So our big thank you to the invited guests. Thank you to Victoria Huggins, who did an amazing job as an MC.
Absolutely.
Thanks to the WWAY crew, who's here bringing this to you live on WWAY CBS. And then Hannah Patrick is going to be filling in for us with Ramel on WWAY News at noon.
Yeah, so catch that coming up at noon. Ramel and Hannah would love to see you there, but for now, hey, here we are. We are at the ribbon cutting for the garden tour, and thank you so much for being with us today.